Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna devotees, we welcome you all on the morning session of Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all our Guru Maharajas and all the assembled devotees here. If you could please unmute yourself and announce your name, and I can welcome you all in the platform. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful service every day, Mataji. Thank you for blessing us with your association. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Elcon.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to all the assembled devotees here. Thank you so much for your wonderful services, Mataji. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving us your association, Mataji. Please keep joining Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Illinois.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your wonderful chanting every day, Mataji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Yoga, Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavad Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your association every day consistently, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. My name is Gauri Priya Devidasi from Moldova. Hare Bol. Please accept my humble obeisances to everyone.
Hari Bol, Gaur Kishore Mataji. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call all the way from Moldova, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all our Guru Maharajas. Thank you so much for giving us your association, Mataji. You can spread the word to your friends, family, relatives there, and more people can join this wonderful platform. Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Dheeraj Chaudhary from Kolkata, India.
Hare Krishna, Dheeraj Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Prabhuji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. This is Pooja Arora from Haridwar. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the all respected and most dedicated devotees of Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam to all.
Hari Bol, Puja Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you too, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all our Guru Maharajas and all the assembled devotees here, Mataji. Thank you so much for gracing us with your association. Please keep joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, Mataji. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hari Bol, Shamaguri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. All glories to your wonderful, consistent services. All glories to your strength that you bring into this association, Mataji. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Devotees, we are very pleased to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj, who will be joining us very shortly, and he'll be continuing to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagavatam Katha. But prior to his joining, if I may have your kind permission and read a very brief introduction about His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj. So here it goes. His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj is a disciple of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he's an initiating spiritual master within the ISKCON movement. Maharaj was born in New Jersey in 1947. Maharaj came in contact with the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in Denver, Colorado, at the tender age of 24. In 1973, he began practicing Krishna consciousness in New York City and shortly thereafter began serving at the New Vrindavan Farm community in West Virginia. That same year, he received initiation from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In 1986, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj accepted the sannyas order and began preaching in Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio. In 1995, he began serving as the resident sannyasi in Chicago, where he was based until 2013 when he relocated to Karlovac, Croatia. At present, Maharaj offers spiritual guidance around Europe, USA, and India. Maharaj has also written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, about the importance of Varnashrama Dharma and spiritual ecology. So devotees, His Holiness hasn't yet joined, so you may continue to kindly announce your name and I can welcome you all on Bhakti Sangha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev. My name is Ananya Bhakti Radhika Devidasi from Farmington.
Hare Krishna, Ananya Mataji. How wonderful to hear your voice, Mata. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to all our Guru Maharajas. Thank you so much for giving us your association. Welcome. Devotees, we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj, who has just joined us. Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all our Guru Maharajas, and all glories to you, Maharaj. So we will continue, Maharaj, from Canto 8, Chapter 6, Verse 13. Whenever you're ready, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. You might be on mute, Maharaj.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. sarojabhata chirena siptartam Risvagata nirvitam adya sarve gaja davarta iha gangam ambaha. Elephants afflicted by a forest fire. I can't see the whole translation. Drop it down. Okay. Elephants afflicted by the forest fire become very happy when they get water from the Ganges. Similarly, O my Lord, whose navel grows a lotus flower, since you have now appeared before us, we have become transcendentally happy. By seeing your Lordship, whom we have desired to see for a very long time, we have achieved our ultimate goal in life. Purport. The devotees of the Lord are always very eager to see the Supreme Lord face to face, but they do not demand that the Lord come before them. For a pure devotee considers such a demand to be contrary to devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches this lesson in the Shikshastakam, Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotu Va. The devotee is always eager to see the Lord face to face, but if he is broken-hearted because he cannot see the Lord, even life after life, he will never command the Lord to appear. This is a sign of pure devotion. Therefore, in this verse, we find the word ati chiram ipsita artam, meaning that the devotee aspires for a long, long time to see the Lord. The Lord, by his own pleasure, appears before the devotee. The devotee feels extremely happy, as Dhruva Maharaj felt when he personally saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Lord, he had no desire to ask the Lord for any benediction. Indeed, simply by seeing the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj felt so satisfied that he did not want to ask the Lord for any benediction. Swamin kartoto smi varam nayache. A pure devotee, whether able or unable to see the Lord, always engages in the Lord's devotional service, always hoping that at some time the Lord may be pleased to appear before him so that he can see the Lord face to face. Om Gyan Timidandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarine Vancha Kalpantarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bebacha Pitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 1 minute, I'll be right back. As it's mentioned here in the translation, the roles of the Lord desire to see the Lord for a very long time. And now that has happened. And therefore the happiness is unlimited. To see the Lord is not, we can see the Lord in so many different ways, but to see the Lord directly face to face, one has to get special permission by the Lord. Only when He wants will that happen. Even if our desire is there, we have to qualify our desire in order to be able to have that darshan of the Lord. Not so easy, but it's possible. And therefore, a devotee does desire to see the Lord face to face, but they know they can't demand, because we don't approach the Lord with what we want. We approach the Lord on how best we can fulfill His desire in our service. What we want is not so important, because Krishna knows what's best for us. And therefore, we may want something, but He doesn't give it to us. Therefore, we understand it's not best for us then. He has a better plan for us. We just have to be patient, continue in our devotional service, and then that plan will be revealed in due course of time. But devotees sometimes say, we demand the Lord, please give me this, please give me this, please give me this. But sometimes we get it, and it just becomes the opposite of what we expect. It doesn't fulfill our desire, or even causes us more problems, or it blocks our path in devotional service. The devotees never ask anything for the Lord except how best to serve. And whatever the Lord gives, then the devotee is satisfied. Here we have Dhruva Maharaj's prime example. The story is in the 4th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It takes up many, many chapters, wherein Dhruva Maharaj, 5-year-old boy, wanted revenge because his stepmother had offended him. He's a Kshatriya. He's got, what you say, his blood boils fast. And he he was offended by his stepmother for no reason. And then he, by the direction of his real mother, she told him that whatever you want to achieve in life, you can do if you go to God. So he went, and he said, well, where is God? She said, in the forest. So 5-year-old boy takes off by himself into the dark forest to perform austerities. And when you read that section, the austerities performed by Dhruva Maharaj cannot be performed by anybody. So austere. He was practically living only on air at one time and standing on one leg. He was so determined, because what he wanted was not exactly revenge, but he wanted to prove himself superior by everyone by getting a kingdom greater than his father, greater than his grandfather, and greater than his great-grandfather. His father was King Uttanapada. His grandfather was Swayambhuva Manu, and his great-grandfather was Lord Brahma himself. So he wanted a kingdom greater than Lord Brahma. There was no such kingdom available. But he was determined. When we speak about determination, we have to use Dhruva Maharaj as the prime example. He didn't want, when Narada Muni came to him in the forest to test him, to see how determined he was, and he said, you're just a young boy. You're only 5 years old. Why are you just, making all of these efforts for all these austerities? Just go home. And when you grow up, you can come back and perform some austerities. Just go home and be a nice child to your mother and father. He said to Narada, he said, it's very nice you've come, but if you cannot fulfill my desire, then I have no need for any of your instructions. And he said, your instructions don't fit me anyway. I'm a Kshatriya. You're giving instructions for a Brahmana. So he rejected that and continued to increase the quality of the severity of his austerities. So much so that it was shaking the universe. He became so powerful from his austerity. He was meditating on the different features of the body of the Lord in his mind, standing on one foot and breathing occasionally. He had mastered the yoga system where he could control his breath. It was amazing austerity. And because of that, the demigods were becoming disturbed and their planets were shaking. The Lord wasn't really inclined to appear before Dhruva. Why? Because Dhruva's desire was material. When we approach the Lord for something material, he may give it, he may not. But generally, devotees don't even think of approaching the Lord for asking for anything material. Why? Because that's not the way we relate to. We ask the Lord, please give me devotion to you. Please give me love of God. Please engage me in your service. Please purify me from my desires for material happiness. These are the things the devotees ask the Lord, not like, give me this, position, give me this husband or wife, It's not the way to approach the Lord, because if he wants, he can do that. But we don't ask for that because we know even if we get what we ask for, there's no guarantee that we're going to be happy or even fulfill our desires for happiness. No, devotee doesn't worry about these things because he knows whatever position the Lord puts them in, then that's good. And from that position, then they can make more and more advancement into Krishna consciousness. And so Dhruva was, his austerity was so powerful. There's an analogy given in one of the purports in that section of the Bhagavatam, which describes that he became one with the universal breath. And because of that, the demigods' planets were actually becoming disturbed. And it's described, they gave a nice analogy. If you're in an airplane and the airplane's going 700 miles an hour, are you going 700 miles an hour? Yes and no. Not by your own volition, by being connected with the airplane. Then you're moving that fast. So Dhruva had connected himself with the universal breath, and he had become as powerful as the universal breath. And therefore, everything was shaking. The Lord was not so inclined to come and fulfill his desires. But the demigods came to Lord Vishnu. Prishnigarbha was the particular manifestation of the form of Vishnu. And they pleaded with the Lord, do something about this devotee of yours. He's praying for you for all of these material desires, and he's become so powerful by his austerities, we can't manage our planets anymore. So the Lord, in order to make sure the universal affairs weren't thrown out of, the demigods couldn't do anything, Brahma couldn't do anything, nobody could do anything. So the Lord appeared to him. And this changes the whole scenario. When he sees the Lord, can you go down the page in this particular purport? He says this, Swamin kartato smin varayadyache, which means I've been chasing after broken pieces of glass. That means some material desire. but now I have found the greatest of all gems. He was feeling bad. He's feeling unhappy. He couldn't even speak to the Lord because he was feeling so embarrassed that he was approaching the Lord for something material. And his mind was overwhelmed with what we say unhappiness. But at the same time, he was so happy to see the Lord that tears came to his eyes and he was feeling love for the Lord. But at the same time, he was thinking, I have approached the Lord for something material. What a fool I am. And but the Lord was so satisfied with his, because when Dhruva saw the Lord, his love for the Lord became full. And he felt so happy. And the Lord was pleased by that. And so the Lord took his conch shell and touched him on the head. And as soon as he did that, Dhruva was free from all of his lamentation, and he started to offer beautiful prayers to the Lord. And he didn't want his desire anymore. He didn't even want it. He was so happy with just seeing the Lord. He pretty much rejected it. But the Lord was so pleased with Dhruva that he gave him not only a planet, but a very unique planet. It's called the pole star, where 7 Saptarishis, these are rishis that govern different planets, they circle the pole star constantly. Pole star, Dhruvaloka, is non-different than Svetadweep, where Lord Vishnu stays within the material world on the island of Svetadweep. That's the pole star. And that planet was governed by Dhruva Maharaj. And the Lord was so pleased that he gave him a position even greater than his great-grandfather, Lord Brahma. So here's a very instructive thing. We don't ask anything from the Lord material, because even if we get it, doesn't mean we're going to be happy with it. We think we know, oh, this will make me happy. But we understand that is not really the principle of happiness. Happiness actually, or even success in life, comes when our devotion is awakened and it moves forward in the form of devotional service. So therefore, Prabhupada used to use himself as an example and say, I never asked anything from the Lord. I asked only, how can I serve you? That's all. And that is the best prayer, because by having the opportunity to serve the Lord, one can fulfill all of their desires perfectly, completely, and eternally, because this is the actual success of the living entity, is to connect with the Lord in loving devotional service. And then whatever else is required in life automatically manifests simply by that desire to connect with the Lord in devotional service. And the devotee doesn't even care whether they're rich, they're poor, they're living in a palace, or living under a tree. They're happy. Why? Because they have found, as it says here, Swamin kartotosmi varam nayache. He said, I found the rarest of all gems, and I was chasing. He's chasing after a planet. He calls it broken pieces of glass. That's not a small desire to want a planet. But when he saw the Lord, he realized how silly, or how, what we say, useless his desire was for something material, even though it was quite lofty. So we also approach the Lord, please give me this, please give me that. Dehi, 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 dehi. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. And sometimes we think we're happy by it, but later on it turns into something else. So material life is so precarious that there is no foundation to anything that we achieve. Even the best material situation can turn into the most miserable situation. And even a apparent miserable situation can be turned into the best. For example, there was one rich man, and this is a story. I'll give you both sides. This is an interesting story because these are contemporary stories. One rich man, he was scheduled to get onto this particular. No, actually, he wasn't scheduled to get onto a particular flight, but at the last minute, he had some business, and that flight was leaving from where he was, and it was the only flight going that day to his destination. And when he got to the counter, the flight was full. No one could go on the flight, so he was turned away. But because of his wealth, he used his influence. This was in India, and he paid a large sum of money. He bribed the people there to push someone off the flight so he could get on. And so they did it. And he got on the flight, and the flight crashed, and he died. So he was thinking, oh, I'm going to use my position to get what I want. And he got what he wanted, but ultimately he got the worst thing, death. Another one, for example, the recent flight in Ahmedabad, which recently crashed, was one man. He came to the counter, and he was supposed to be on the flight, but he was late for the flight. So he couldn't get on the flight. It was already closed. And he was screaming and yelling and calling names to the people who were at the desk, said, sorry, flight's closed, you can't get on. So he didn't get on, but the flight crashed. And so his life was. So he's asking for death, not knowing he's asking for death, but he gets something else. Another man's asking for some success, and he gets death. So this is the way of material life. You can't tell. So never desire anything material from the Lord, because if you need something, the Lord will fulfill that automatically if he's pleased by your devotional service. So we never pray for anything material. We always say, my dear Lord, I know I'm not qualified to see you. I really want to see you. I pray that somehow or other you show your mercy and reveal yourself to me. Until then, let me serve you full-heartedly with as much devotion as I can, because I know simply by doing that, I can satisfy all of my desires to see you simply by devotional service. A devotee is happy in any situation because they fully depend on the Lord, and their dependence is they don't ask anything except, please engage me in your service. If we desire to ask something from the Lord materially, we're putting ourselves in a very difficult situation, because we don't know, even if we get it, will it fulfill our desires? It may not, it may, can't really tell. And the Lord can see past, present, and future. So he knows what's best for us. For his devotee, he always acts in the best possible way. If he takes something away from us, there's a reason for it, because it's for our benefit. If he gives us something, that's also for our benefit. That is because he knows what is good for us and what is not, what will bring us closer to him in devotional service. There are many people who are materially successful, but they're totally miserable. And even if they're not so miserable, they're always anxious to get more material things, and they're never peaceful, never happy like that. So material life cannot fulfill your desires for happiness or security in this world. Only Krishna, only by devotional service. And if he puts one in a difficult situation, therefore the devotee prays, my dear Lord, you've put me this in difficult. Thank you very much. My obeisances unto you, please engage me in your service more and more. That's how a devotee thinks. So this is a very instructive verse. And the devotee knows that if they stay fixed in devotional service and awaken their attraction for Krishna, as it says here, always hoping that at some time the Lord may be pleased to appear before that devotee so that devotee can see him, see the Lord face to face. And that is possible by when the Lord is pleased by the Lord, and then he can bestow his full mercy on the Lord, on the devotee. The devotee is happy. Why? Because they have an opportunity for devotional service. Material situations are never the cause of happiness. They can only somehow or other, somehow seemingly, we have some idea that this will give me happiness. But we have many examples where the opposite happens. Okay, so we'll open it up for questions and comments.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for such a wonderful class. Thank you for such a meaningful, wonderful session. Many pranams at your lotus feet. Devotees, please go ahead. Maharaj is right here if you have any questions. Yes, we have Krishna Prabhu. Would you like to go ahead?
Krishna Kaviraj ji.
Hare
Welcome
Krishna.
back. You were on vacation, huh?
No, I was here.
We miss you.
Thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Maharaj. I may be reading too much into something that you said, so I wanted to clarify. You gave a couple of examples, for example, where a man was trying to get on that plane that ended up in a disaster, but despite all of his shouting and yelling, he did not get on the plane. So one way or the other, Krishna saved him. And then later on you said that we need to be careful what we ask for, don't ask for material things. And I was thinking, in our day-to-day lives, we're asking people, whether they're devotees or non-devotees, we ask for so many things. It may just be like we want to get on a bus or a train to work, and we're asking to get on the bus or a train, or so many things we're asking someone in our day-to-day lives, and we're not thinking, oh Krishna, this is something I want. We're just going about our business.
Right. That's what we're supposed to do. We don't bother Krishna with these things.
Okay. So I was just reading too much into what you said then.
Yeah. You go about, if you have some material concerns on how to live your life, you make your efforts in that direction. But as a devotee, we also know we don't constantly push our efforts, knowing that maybe Krishna has another plan for us. But day-to-day things, you consult the those who know, and then you can carry out, if you want to buy some groceries, you think, where's the best place to shop? And you might ask a friend. You don't say to Krishna, lead me to that best, supermarket so I can have the best vegetables and be healthy so I can serve you. This is not what Krishna's door is closed when he sends Vishnu instead, and Vishnu will give you, maybe give you what you want, but not necessarily. Yeah, we're always saying, Rupam Dehi, Janam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Yaso Dehi, Dehi. Give me give me devotional service unto you. That is the real prayer, or the prayer that makes the most, that is the most worthy prayer for our happiness in life. Give me devotional service to you. Purify me from my material attachments. And as far as living in the material world, you make your efforts. That's all.
Thank you very much for confirming, Guru Maharaj.
As Bhakti Siddhanta says, Krishna is not your security guard. He's not your gardener. He's not your unemployment office. There's other agencies that take care of these things. So.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have Shiv Kumar Prabhu. Prabhuji, if you would like to go ahead, please.
Thank you. Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj and out from Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question, and thank you for the session, Maharaj. First up, very much the instructions and the content that I'm supposed to hear, and despite Krishna's arrangement, I'm hearing today in this session. Very inspiring, Maharaj. So Maharaj, one question. I'm finding it difficult to kind of distinguish or discriminate as to if there is an expectation of being situated materially in a materially conducive situation for practicing bhakti, would that amount to a material desire by itself?
Because you don't know what that material situation is going to bring. Nothing material is guaranteed to give you what you perceive is going to be. Yeah, because material is duality. There's always two sides to anything material. Some of the richest persons in the world are the most miserable because they fulfilled all their desires to become wealthy, but they're miserable. Because nothing material can guarantee your perception of what it's going to give you. The basic things, we need some food, okay, so eat. You need a place to live, so get a house or some apartment. You need to take care of your health, all right, so do that accordingly. So these things, we make some efforts to maintain our body in this material world. But it's not that this maintaining of the body is going to be successful in our devotional life. Material success doesn't bring spiritual success. That's for sure. There's no verse anywhere that says that. So, but you live in the material world, you take care of your business, but you don't become absorbed in material arrangements. You depend on Krishna. That's all. If he wants to put you in a nice material situation, fine. If he wants to take it away, fine. The Christians say, the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the Lord. So, can you pray like that? No. The Lord giveth. Oh, thank you. The Lord taketh away. Oh, no. He's going to take away your body eventually in due course of time. What are you going to do when that comes? So, so we don't pray for anything material. Because the Lord takes care of his devotees. If he sees the devotee needs something material, he may give it to him. But if he sees that devotee will have something material that will take that devotee farther away from Krishna, he won't do that. He can see. He can see past, present, and future. He knows. We don't. So we just pray for devotional service. It's easy. Please engage me in your service. Please purify me from my immaterial attachments. Please give me the association of devotees. These are the things we pray for.
Mm. Mm.
Nothing material.
Mm.
I gave the example, you know, people get what they want, but then they get something different in the long run.
Mm.
And people don't get what they want, and it's actually for their benefit.
Mm.
You can't tell.
Mm.
You can perceive in a certain way based on material logic, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. It may or may not. So it was one monk living in a monastery, and he was considered to be the most knowledgeable and most devotional of monks. But what was his service? He was the pot washer in the monastery. But people would write letters to him saying, "My son is sick. Can you pray for him to get well?" He said, "I can't do that because God has put that person in that situation for a reason. And I don't want to go against the will of God by saying something different." So we don't know. We judge spiritual success by material arrangements, and that is not the case. Dhruva Maharaj is a perfect example. He wanted something so big, and he was doing everything he could to get it. And then when he got it, he wanted to see the Lord, and he got it. He was embarrassed because he found something better. And he was so not only embarrassed, he was feeling so unhappy that he would even think to approach the Lord for something material. Yeah, so when we get Krishna, at least to a certain degree, all your desires are fulfilled perfectly, completely, eternally. That is the supreme goal in life. Become fully Krishna conscious.
Thank you so much. Just one confirmation, Mataji, just 1 minute. And so Maharaj, just to confirm, Maharaj, so if you are put through some challenges as part of our sadhana, it is best to kind of accept, if you are put through some challenges as part of our sadhana, it is best to accept that it is Krishna's view that it is necessary, although we may not know the reason why we are put through those challenges, right, Maharaj?
Well, when you get some challenges, you try to see them as opportunities to increase your bhakti. You know, when there's some challenge in life, it gives you an opportunity to get purified from material attachments and to increase one's devotional service. And so a devotee sees obstacles as opportunities rather than blockages, because that means just like people who are in jail, we preach in jail a lot. We come in contact with these people. And some of them, they say, you know, it's the best thing I ever happened to me that I went to jail, or else I would have never gotten in contact with devotional service with Krishna consciousness. But they realize that afterwards.
Thank you so much. This is very helpful, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Madhu Mataji, would you like to go ahead, please, Mata?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, thank you for the class. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, you mentioned that devotees do not pray for any material desires to the Lord, and the Lord, as Paramatma within the heart, is aware of the material desires also of the devotee. My question is that if the Lord fulfills or does not fulfill the material desires that are there, is that anywhere linked to how pleased he is devotionally with the devotee? Is there any linkage or is there any no linkage?
That's a consideration, but he may not do it because it may not be good for the devotee and spiritually. It says sometimes the devotee asks for something material, and the devotee and the Lord fulfills that. And then again, they ask for something material, and then he doesn't do it again the second time. He may do it once, or he may not do it at all. It's up to him. He knows what's best for us, not us. Therefore, approach the spiritual master to get everything clarified about your direction in devotional life. That's the clear way to understand what's happening. The spiritual master. You take a spiritual master to get direction in life. You don't take a spiritual master to join a movement to get a name, so you can be popular amongst your friends. That's not the reason you join a movement. You join a movement to purify yourself and go back home, back to Godhead. That's the purpose of spiritual life. So Krishna, he works for the benefit of everyone. He kills the demon, that's for their benefit. He stops their demonic activity and he gives them liberation. So where does it say that killing someone is for the person's benefit? But it does. The Lord knows that. So he kills demons for their benefit. A child will do something that's harmful, but the mother will stop it because he knows this is harmful for the child. But the child might cry because the mother is stopping the child from doing what he wants. But the mother knows better. So if you don't have faith in Krishna, where are you going to put your faith? And anything else is precarious, or we call it a fallible soldier. A soldier is supposed to give protection, but there's soldiers that are fallible. But Krishna is not a fallible soldier because he knows exactly what's best for us. And the more we are sincere in our devotional service, the more he will guide us back to him in devotional service. Sometimes for a brand new devotee, he may give a material benediction so that devotee will become happy and then they'll be more enthusiastic in their devotional service. He may do that also. So he has many options on how he deals with devotees. He sees the person, the situation, and acts accordingly. He doesn't follow a particular protocol in terms of how, if I go to church and I pray and I've been give a nice donation, my dear Lord, then you have to fulfill that desire because, I came to the place and I prayed. That means God is our order supplier, which he is not. He's not our order supplier. But it's up to him. But we shouldn't desire anything material because it just interferes with our spiritual life. We should desire only to become Krishna conscious and what it takes to become Krishna conscious. And if Krishna is pleased, he might give you, $1 million. Who knows? Or a good position in the world. He may do that. It's up to him. Or he may take everything away. And now he sees the devotee, what's best for the devotee's progress. He knows past, present, and future. So he can see, if I give them this will happen. So devotees don't worry about these things. They just, as I mentioned about 5 or 6 times so far, just divide desires to serve the Lord and desire to become purified in material life. Then you're in a safe position to get the mercy of the Lord. The good mercy of the Lord. Of course, all his mercy is good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maharaj. And we have our own Sridevi Mataji. Mataji has a question.
Thank you, Nina. Dear Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, on this note of not asking for anything,
Material.
right. But as devotees, sometimes we pray to Lord Nrsimhadev, my dear Lord, please protect me. I'm going into a dangerous terrain, or I'm going to distribute books. I don't know what will happen. Please protect me. Is that exalted devotees don't even ask for protection, and we neophyte devotees ask for protection?
That's an interesting statement, because one of the qualities of surrender in devotional service is that the Lord is the only protector. So that's one feature of surrender, that we know that there's no other protector but the Lord. And the Lord likes to protect his devotees in these situations. Kotiyat pratijani hiname bhakti pranashati. So Prabhupada gives a gradation of explanations on that statement, that if you feel like you need to ask for protection of the Lord, then that's fine. But then there's others that say, why should I bother the Lord when asking for something about myself? He'll come, he'll protect me, and if he doesn't protect me, that's his desire. So it depends on what level of bhakti you're on. So both are considered to be acceptable. But for those who are pure devotees or higher, they don't ask for these things, because they don't ask anything from the Lord. They only want to give to the Lord. That's all. So if you feel like you have to ask for protection, then that is not against the principles of devotional service. But a devotee who is more advanced will think, Rake Krishna More Ke, More Krishna Rake Ke.
Yes. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
This process is to get you out of the material world, not to make you more comfortable in the material world. You have to understand that. This process is to get you back home, back to Godhead, in the spiritual world where life is eternal, full of knowledge and unlimited happiness. Not to patronize our desires for position and power or happiness in this material world. If you're not interested in pure devotional service, if you approach the Lord in a mixed devotional way, then yeah, mixed devotion will get you another birth in the next life. If you think, oh, well, that's all right, I'll be happy in this life materially, and I'll do a little Krishna conscious in the next life, I'll maybe get lucky again and I'll meet the devotees. But there's no guarantee. One should go for the goal of Krishna consciousness. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, the human form of life, is to inquire about the absolute truth. not to somehow inquire to the absolute truth. How can I become satisfied with these relative truths? That's not the program.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful
Yeah.
answer.
If there's so many movements out there that are teaching, material happiness, some spiritual satisfaction, but not this is Lord Chaitanya's movement. He's Krishna himself. He's teaching, Taktva deham purna janmani naiti mameti sorjana. The goal of life is to get out of this material world. Because as long as you have a material body, no matter who you are, you're going to suffer. Material body means suffering. That is, there's no doubt about that. The material body goes through different changes and ultimately has to die. So all of this brings about suffering.
Maharaj, I had a question. So sometimes some situations arrive like which we are not ready for, not prepared for, and everything previously would seem like going good, and it's giving you space and time and ability to really focus on Krishna consciousness and proceed, and then something happens and it completely goes haywire. And at that time, the mind doesn't become focused on Krishna consciousness because the focus goes on other basic necessities that you need to take care of. So, how do we motivate our mind at that time to not get diverted from the focus which it was and to continue practice and not create any hindrance there?
Story. One man living in a village. This was in China, a little Chinese village. Poor man. He has the only possession he has a son, he has a wife, he has a little area where he lives. He has a horse. That's his only possession. So one day the horse runs away. And then his neighbors say, "Oh, bad luck, bad luck." So he says, "Oh, good luck, bad luck, who knows?" So after some time, the horse comes back, and he comes back with a whole bunch of other horses. So now all his neighbors say, "Oh, good luck, good luck, good luck." And then he says, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" One day, his teenage son, is riding on the horse. He falls off and he breaks his leg. And everyone says, "Oh, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck." He says, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" And then after some time, the country gets into a war, and they're bringing the young men into the army to fight. They come to his village, they come to his place. They see his son he's military age, but he's got a broken leg, so they pass him up. Everyone says, "Oh, good luck." He says, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" If you lose something material, that doesn't mean you're going to be in a worse situation. It may be preparing you for a better situation. You never know. So therefore, we don't pray for anything material because we don't know whether it's going to bring something successful or not. That's the nature of anything material. It's full of duality. I see this beautiful girl I want to marry, and I do everything to get her, and then I get her, and then she goes out and cheats, and then I try to stop her with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend kills me. You can't really, material life is like that. It's just full of duality and full of uncertainty. Nothing is stable. And then Prabhupada talks about, one man said, I wanted to be happy, so I built this beautiful house to live in, and I was so happy, but then the house burnt down. And examples are so numerous. People get what they want materially, but they don't get the happiness that they were planning to get from it. It's the way of life. You want to be happy? Be Krishna conscious. That's all. Even if you're materially decrepit, if you're Krishna conscious, you're happy. What's his name? Kolavechur Sridhar. He didn't have anything. He didn't even have a house. When it would rain, the rain would come into his house because he had holes in his house. And he was living on getting a little, plantain leaves and selling them and making cups and plates so he could get some money to get some food. And then half of it he would give to the Ganga and half he would live on. When Lord Chaitanya was so pleased with him, I'm skipping most of the story, that and he would always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly, day and night. So Lord Chaitanya, one time, he revealed himself as the Supreme Lord, and he was surrounded by all of his devotees. And he called for Sridhar to come. Sridhar come, and then he saw that same person who was coming to buy his plantain leaves and was the Supreme Lord. He fell unconscious. He got up. The Lord was so pleased with him, he said, Sridhar, take a benediction from me. Ask anything you want. What do you want? Do you want a beautiful wife? Do you want riches on the same level as Indra? Do you want a planet? Anything, an island, anything. Sridhar said to the Lord, my Lord, I'm happy. Why are you trying to make my life miserable? He saw all of these material things as a big burden. That's all. He was happy. So Krishna, if you're Krishna conscious, if you're actually Krishna conscious, susukam kartamavyayam, you're happy. Because Krishna consciousness is the perfection of the soul's desire for unlimited happiness. It's there. Because when you connect with Krishna, who is the source of happiness, your happiness is anandam buddhi vardhanam. It's like an unlimited ocean that gets deeper and deeper. So if you actually want to be happy, just be Krishna conscious. That's the only place you can find happiness. Material life can stabilize your life a little bit, but that stability is also temporary. What is there one day is gone the next. What is not there one day comes the next. So, make some effort to live in this material world, but don't consider that the success of your life. Your success is your relationship with Krishna. That's eternal. We go through different lives. We get one body this life, and then we get a different body the next life. The whole scenario changes. Just like you read one book and you finish it, and then you pick up another book with another topic. So our lives are changing like that. The scenarios are changing life after life. New people that are friends and relatives, new situation, new mothers, new fathers, new bodies. Everything is different. That's material life. So do we really want to keep going that way? That would be foolish. Thinking one who is actually intelligent, and there's that beautiful verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, turn to this verse. This can be the conclusion of our discussion here. I mean, at least it'll wrap up everything. It's the first canto, 5th chapter, verse number 18, 1518. And this sums it. This is spoken by Lord Brahma himself, who is the supreme spiritual master. 158, yeah. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet Brahmaloka down to the lowest planet. So here, that's one part. One who is intelligent should not try for anything in this material world because it's all temporary. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can automatically be attained in due course of time. Just in due course of time, we attain miseries even though we don't desire. So why try for material happiness? It'll come automatically. Why try to run from material distresses? Because they'll come automatically on. So happiness and distress in the material world will come automatically. Don't try for it, or don't worry about it. Just simply engage in devotional service, that's all. So nobody wants misery, it comes. So therefore, don't try for material happiness either. It'll come. It comes in its own accord if you're destined to get it. Study that verse. That verse is really fundamental to living life happily in the material world, in the spiritual progress. That purport also is really powerful. And these are the words of God. These are the words of the devotees of the Lord. They're not cheating us by giving us all of these different things to make us feel good. They have no business. Some are trying to reach the moon and other planets by some mechanical arrangements, where they're anxious to get to such planets without doing good work, but it's not to happen. By the law of the Supreme, different places are meant for different grades of being according to the work they have performed. Good work only, as prescribed, one can attain a good birth, and then it goes on to explain. So, in other words, don't try for material happiness. It'll come. Just like material distress comes automatically without trying for it. Just engage in devotional service, and you'll see in due course of time that all your desires in life will automatically be fulfilled perfectly and completely. Okay. These are the words of the Acharyas.
Maharaj, we have few more questions.
Okay.
Krishna Prabhuji, go ahead, please.
Thank you. Maharaj, I have a question on prayer. I feel that on one hand, whether we pray for devotion or protection, Krishna will still only do what's best for us. And then on the other hand, I feel the real divine magic lies within our going through the process of the prayer, particularly a heartfelt prayer. And I wanted you to clarify and explain what's going on there.
If you're sincerely praying for devotion, you'll get it. Because that's what Krishna wants you to pray for. If you align yourself with Krishna's desires and you pray accordingly, then you can know those prayers will be successful. But if you create your own desires that are contrary to Krishna, then you don't know what will happen. So even if you're sincerely praying in a material way, it doesn't mean it's going to be. I mean, Krishna has another aspect that I didn't mention. You keep saying, Krishna, I want this. And he doesn't give it to me. Krishna, I want this. He doesn't give it to you. Krishna, I want this. He said, all right, take it. And he gives it to you. And then the results, you have to deal with the results. So if you're persistent in doing something different than what he wants for you, then he may also do that, just to teach you a lesson, or just to show you that you're wasting your time in the. I gotta have this girl. She's the girl of my dreams. I can't even sleep at night because I'm always dreaming about her. I gotta have this job because I know I'll get so much money and then I'll be happy with money. Oh. Yeah. Yes, we're just dreaming. Okay. But just go on with devotional service, and Krishna says, "Oh, they're serving me so nicely. They're showing they're making advancement. All right, maybe I'll give them this position. I'll give them this dream girl that they want." You don't know what Krishna is going to do, but whatever he does, you have to understand it's for the benefit of the devotee. He never acts contrary to a devotee's best interest. Unless we demand something different, then he may say, all right, take it. Prabhupada uses the example. When he was young, he was with his friend, and there was a little boy there. I think it was his nephew or something. And it was a fan. So the boy kept trying to put his hand into the fan, so they were stopping him each time. But the boy was persistent. He just wanted to touch the fan. He wouldn't give up the desire. So I think it was his friend said, just slow the fan down a little bit and let him touch it. So they did that, and then the boy, he hurt his hand. Then he got the message. So Krishna will do that sometime. All right, you want this? Okay. So therefore, the spiritual master is our anchor in this world. We can understand how we should move forward in Krishna consciousness. Okay, KK.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
The easiest and most simplest way is just don't pray for anything material. Go on with your material life in an ordinary way and do your best. And then but put your time, attention, energy, and your devotion towards Krishna. That's the formula for happiness. Just your most important thing is your relationship with Krishna, and you take care of your material business the best way you can. That's all. But don't pray to Krishna for these material things. That's not his department. That's Durga Devi's department.
Sri Devi Mataji.
Thank you.
Sorry, Sri. Yeah.
Yeah, Guru Maharaj. One more question. Knowing what we know about the material energy, how can we get excited even when material happiness comes? It's like, oh my gosh, maybe there's, on the other hand, we would be scared if something comes our way, knowing that it can entrap us again, isn't it?
You seem like you're mixing the material and the spiritual together here. So I'm trying to figure out what is your question.
No, you said don't try for material happiness, don't try for material distress, which is, I understand that because it will come and material happiness will also come. But when material happiness comes, can we really be happy? Is it
No,
really happiness? Because that can be
no, no, because it just diverts your attention away from the real happiness, which is the susukam, the happiness that comes by devotional service.
Hmm.
You can get intoxicated by material happiness, and then you think that you've achieved some success. Just accept it and move on. Use it for some, like if you get some money or something, you think, all right, now I can pay my bills. You pay your bills off, and then whatever extra money you can use it to spread Krishna consciousness. That's an example. There's that verse in the Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, verse 20. You know that verse?
Yahi sansparshaja bhoga dukkhayo adi antavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha.
Yeah, well, that's 522. That's not 520.
Right.
But that 520 is different. This is 520. Read that one.
Na praharshiyet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhir asamudho brahmavid brahmani stitaha. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments when upon achieving something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence.
These are some of the qualities of one who's situated in the transcendental consciousness. They don't get, over the moon when something happens good, and then they don't get bummed out when something unpleasant happens. They just accept it and move on. That's all.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, so much to learn. So
And
much.
the verse you quoted was very, very important also, because that really says the summation of everything. That material sense gratification is the cause of misery.
So difficult to remain attached or unattached. It's like our tendencies, it's automatic, not that we want to, but even unwantingly, it happens, and then we don't know when it happened. We are not able to catch it.
The easy way is just go for the higher taste. Krishna
Yeah.
consciousness is the higher taste.
Yeah.
When you get the higher taste, just like Dhruva got the higher taste, he gave up the lower taste. Just go for devotional service. Chant, dance, worship, associate with devotees, serve. These are the things that bring the higher taste. That higher taste is the nature of the soul's relationship with Krishna. Connect with Krishna in devotion. Prayer is very powerful. It can help you to connect. Prayer is also a way to guide you towards how to connect also.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Sridevi Mataji. We had a question from Rishabh Prabhuji. It's on the chat box. Gurudev, is it appropriate to pray for good health so we can vigorously preach Krishna consciousness, or what should we ask instead?
Well, if you're sick, try to get your health back. But we don't bother to ask Krishna, give me good health. We just take the medicines and do our best. That's all. Krishna wants to give you, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I am the healing herb. So he is the medicinal formula for all the medicines we take.
Rishabh Prabhu further writes that we should be grateful. We should be always grateful for whatever we have, right?
We should understand that these situations that Krishna is putting us in ill health, there is some message there, something to learn from it, something to gain from it that will help us in our devotional life. And then that's up to us to understand that. And sometimes we understand it by trial and error. Well, you find Krishna keeps putting us in the same situation each time because we don't get it. So because if one is sincere, eventually they'll get it. But sometimes it takes some austerity. I want to eat this pizza and it looks really good, but I know if I eat it, I'll get more sick. So, yeah. Okay, Rishab, you're okay with that?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's something that I need to learn until I will get reactions until I learn. So I think I'm starting to be detached from all the nice foodstuffs that you got in the nail there.
Jai.
Thank you.
Devotees, any last minute question for His Holiness?
We went an hour and 20 minutes so far, right? I think, yeah. Hour and 20 minutes. So maybe we can stop here and
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Wonderful class. No asking any material things from Krishna. Yeah.
Thank you for putting the purport in vogue again.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your time and association. Very, very grateful to you.
Thank you for the opportunity for service.
You are so humble, Maharaj.
Not really.
You are, Maharaj. You're very. Devotees, should we offer our humble obeisances at Maharaja's lotus feet? One
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai.
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 Swami Maharaj.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you, dear
Hare
devotees.
Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Need your blessings, Maharaj.
Hari Hari, Srila Prabhupada, Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.